Okay, everybody, we're live again. We are going to be playing Stardew Valley a little bit today. I got started yesterday, and just let me make sure everything's working here. Okay, yeah, Stardew Valley. So yesterday, I looked up a little bit. We tried to do the thing where you get the extra statues of perfection. I found out yesterday, looked on the internet, it's actually fixed. So the idea was what you could do is with the Statue of Perfection, once you get the torches up here, and this thing gives you a different amount of iridium every day. Once you get the shrine up here with the torches and you get 4 of them, you used to be able to make sure your inventory was full. You would get a Statue of Perfection. You would hit it with a pickaxe, but just leave it floating. So your inventory is full, so it's floating here, and then you could go get another one. That has been fixed apparently, so it's no longer a thing in the game. So anyway, I'm gonna put this over here close to my house just so I can grab the iridium a little faster every day. Because this is where I store my iridium right here, right now. But part of what I want to do today is start to organize some of this a little better than it is. Let's see. Okay, looks like we got a cake from Evelyn. Great. Anyway, so kind of a bummer that that's not there anymore. I'll just kind of make the rounds though. I need to gather all this stuff, but it's kind of not a priority for me right now. So I want to spend the time kind of organizing this a little better. I'm trying to remember where I left off with how I was gonna do this part. This is my shed where I have... Oh, there's a bunch of stuff ready in here. I'm gonna wait till all these are done though, so I can get these on the same schedule. But I was going to... Okay. I think what I was going to do was make this the animal area over here. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna go get all my fence posts and all my wood, build some fences. And that's my goal for this round. Like I said, I like to have just a goal as I open the game up of, okay, here's what I'm going to try to do. No, I probably want to make this fairly big. I got to fit these two buildings in. I'll probably put them up here. Probably gonna move everything around and then do the fences. So I'm gonna clear this out. I think I can go to Robin's and move stuff on a Wednesday, maybe. Yeah, I'll probably come right out here with the fence, maybe. I don't know, maybe that's too big. I don't want the animal space to take up my entire farm, but it's probably good, at least for... Oh, I just sealed off my barn there, so I better go move everything. Okay. So we're gonna go chat with Robin. I also need to go over to Ginger Island and check on my starfruit plants soon. Planted a bunch over there, because then I can just keep them going all the time, even when it's not summer. Just have that money coming in. Oh, good. Oh, how do I... I'll move buildings. That's right. God, it's been forever since I did that, apparently. Alright, I'm gonna move this just for now. Hey, well, I guess I could move it somewhere permanent-ish. Okay, let's do this for now. Move this over here. Gonna have the... right there, and then let's move the barn. I don't mind these being right next to each other. I don't like that though. That, maybe? And I can bring the fence just around here, and then this whole area can be for the animals. And then I'll just leave, maybe I'll do a path in between the fence, then a path, and then along the path do... I can't put this right here right now. I don't like that I can't put them where the plants are. Anyway, maybe we'll have along here, we'll have some fish ponds. And then while we're here, I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to move this stuff where I want yet because of all these sticks and stuff. So that's good for now, I think. Need to do anything while I'm here. Not yet. I guess one tip that I'll give is how I kind of do friendships. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. But what I like to do is I just have parsnips with me all the time, and I've been able to get my friendship up really high in a fairly short amount of time, and I mainly only focus on two things. Most people, and Kent is one of them, have parsnips in their liked gifts. So if you scroll through here, lots of people have parsnips in liked, at least. Pam actually has them in loved, I think. There's a few exceptions, like Jas, she likes flowers. Abigail loves pumpkins, does not like parsnips. But most of them like parsnips. So what I do is I just have a stack of parsnips, takes up one slot. And then as I'm going around town, if I just happen to run into someone, I'll just give them a parsnip. And they usually really like it. So Kent right here is already at max hearts, but he likes the parsnips, right? And Harvey, I think I'm still working on. Yeah, he's 7 of 8. So, and if you do that over time, that's the first thing that I do. It'll get people up pretty high on the hearts. And then the second thing, the second tip is just keep track of birthdays and then give someone their loved item on their birthday. And then use the wiki, the Stardew Valley wiki. So the one that I use. Let me just show. Yeah, so go to the StardewValleyWiki.com and then you can just look up. So if it's Kent's birthday and I want to know what Kent likes, I just come in here. Everyone has a gifts section. I can see what Kent's loved gifts are. So if it's not too much work to get, his are kind of strange. Roasted hazelnut and fiddlehead risotto, but some of them are pretty easy. Or just give them a liked, give them a parsnip, or Kent's daffodils as well. Give them a liked gift, but just do that on their birthday. So if you give them liked things as you see them in town, and then you also try to focus on giving them their loved gifts on their birthday, it'll be really, really easy to get to maximum friendship with people. So that's just how I do it to make it easy. Just a tip. So let's continue our fences here. I'm weird with fences. I like to put the fence down and then cut the gate. probably around right here is the middle. Here, nope, I wanted to do that one. I don't think I have gates. And then do one up here too. Right, sure. For now. Okay, I like that. Okay, so now we're gonna do, open these up. I think I saw something about like the ducks hang out in the pond if it's in here, so I wanted to put that in the animal area. Okay, another thing. Another thing I do is I have a big shed where I have all my wine fermenting in barrels. And I have it far away on my farm and I don't want to go down and check it all the time. So what I do is I put all my wine in the shed, I start it, and then I also take one starfruit or one of whatever I'm making and I put it up here near my house and I put a barrel here. Makes it so this barrel is on the same time schedule as my shed. So then I know when this barrel shows up, it's time to go grab all of my wine down in my wine shed. Okay, so when I come all the way down here now, my trip's worth it, and all of this is ready. And I have starfruit in these right now, I think. Yeah, these are all starfruit. I need to go get more starfruit. In the meantime, I'm just gonna fill it up with coffee and then cranberries for now. But then I can come in here and I can just know when I need to come down and make a trip. And then obviously the other thing I like to do is just have a bunch of coffee. So I will come in my wine cellar or in my shed and just fill up as much coffee as I can, because then I can just use coffee and run around faster and it saves a ton of time. So even though I could fill these up with starfruit right now, I'm just going to fill up with coffee and load up on coffee, and then I can just use it to get around faster. Okay, so let's come out here. So if I have a stack of, I just have a stack of coffee, right? And then I can just grab that, drink it, and then it's just faster. I can get around faster. I can get more done on my farm. So in Stardew Valley, to be efficient, you'll find that time is everything, and the more you can get around and the quicker you can get around. The other way you do that is with a horse. The more efficient you're going to be and the more you're going to be able to get done. So and then in here I'm just going to have probably wait a minute, but I should have a bunch of coffee in there in a minute. Yep. And then I just use these really quick to make a bunch of coffee, and then I can have that to run around. Since I don't have star fruit, I'm just going to fill these all with cranberries for now. When you're right in the middle of something, sometimes it's worth it to just die after 2 a.m. or whatever. It gives you a small penalty. We'll see if we can make it, though. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to make it. Some coffee to try to get there faster. I'm probably not going to make it back to the bed. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna die. But I didn't want to stop in the middle of that. So close. So close. Oh, that's what happens sometimes. Let's see what we lose. So I only lost 1,000. Like late game, 1,000 gold or whatever is not a big deal. It was worth it to me just to stay out and have that all of my cranberries on the same schedule. Okay, so now for example, what I just did is I put cranberries in there, and now I can put cranberries in this barrel. I then know when this cranberry barrel finishes and when this wine comes out, then I can go and I can check my shed rather than going back and forth a bunch of times to check. So, just a good tip. Okay, now what do we want to do? I'm gonna go dump my wine down here. These are almost... This looks like they're almost done. Well, these casks, I guess they're still going. I guess they're only on silver. They gotta get to gold. So I'm not gonna harvest those until they're all on the same schedule. Okay. Now let's get back to organizing here. So I organized my farm for my animal area. So I think that's a good That's a good start. So cool. I accomplished a goal, right? So I'm gonna